On this week's Breaking News, we get 5 more Smart Brick play sets, a classic airport set is coming back, and it looks like Shrek and Donkey are going to be making a party with Lego. All that and much more on this week's Breaking News. Today's episode is brought to you by Back to Brickware, my newest venture into the Eiffel merchandise, the ultimate Lego-inspired clothing line that's not just fashionable, but also celebrates the very foundation of the Lego system we all know and love. Imagine minimalist designs that seamlessly blend style and nostalgia. Back to Brickware brings you high-quality apparel inspired by the iconic Lego bricks we know and love. Each piece is crafted with precision and attention to detail, making it a must-have for any Lego enthusiast. These aren't just your average threads. We're talking about minimalist designs that don't scream at you, but just show your nerddom in a classy way. And of course, they're inspired by designs found in the Lego system. And you know what screams quality? Embroidery. Almost every piece is stitched with love, featuring those iconic Lego elements. It's like wearing your childhood memories, but making them fashionable. So whether you're a hardcore Eiffel or just want to rock some seriously cool gear, check out the Back to Brickware page on Etsy. Dive into the collection, embrace the Lego spirit, and let's make some memories together. Back to Brickware, where the style meets nostalgia. Head over to the Back to Brick Etsy page and let the fashion adventure begin. Happy building, my friends.
Lego.
Breaking news.
Hey everybody,
Breaking
welcome
news.
back to Back to
Breaking
Brick.
news.
I'm your host Garrett, and this is the podcast where we talk with fellow Eiffels about their Lego designs, and we get down to the breaking news to talk about all things Lego's been up to for the past week. Thank you all for tuning in to this week's podcast. I do this every Friday, so you can come and check out all the latest news right here in one spot instead of diving through all the YouTube channels or reading all the news articles, because it's all right here. It's a compact little form that you can listen to. And you know who listens to them a lot? Is my patrons over at Patreon, because they get them early, they get them ad-free, and they get to build a fun little community and support the Back to Brick brand. So if you'd like to join them, you can go over to the link in the description. Now, to kick it off, as I always do, with a little admin story. Not too much, actually. Work has just been really busy, and I haven't gotten around to doing a lot of builds. I did post one of my Pokemon creations that I did for my new Pokemon or Pokebrick card series, so you can actually build the cards, and they're pretty much a one-to-one scale. And they're the iconic characters we all know. I'm trying to do 151 of them. So I've got, I think, 8 total done, at least bricks, but I still have quite a few done on Bricklink Studio that I'll have to buy some parts for. But that's it on the admin side. Now, at the end of the episode, I do set reviews. Our first set is going to be 31212, the Milky Way Galaxy set. And then our Rebrickable mock is going to be the Radiator Springs Racer Ride Vehicle by __TM 31 __. So check out that at the end of the episode, because you might be interested in purchasing those sets / instructions. All right, everyone, we've got a lot of news to get to, so let's get into our first breaking news story. So Lego's doing their newest smart bricks, and part of their smart play features that they have on upcoming Lego sets, currently Star Wars, and we've got a few new sets we'll talk about here in a minute. But they've talked really about some of the new changes. It's not just the communication that, pressing a button or being within range of something. They've created almost a new language for these sets because, once you put the brick in somewhere, it's hidden away from other sets that it, proximity wise, but then it has the QR codes too that label it specifically how they can, I guess not QR codes, what I call NFC tags that you can then interact with those bricks. And it's really interesting to see how they have, touch functions to make them work in specific ways. So one could be a blaster, one could be the engine. Then you can mix and match them, have R2-D2 in an X-Wing or something. And having these features, it's very interesting to see the creation that they've done for Star Wars, but the potential of what they'll do later, because they could change and do all kinds of NFC tags and tiles to do that. And the smart bricks could be integrated and even into older sets. Now, of course, we're going to see somebody modding them and redoing the programming on them eventually, especially as they will be coming out not too far in the distant future. So just let's see what happens with them. The sets themselves, not great, but the bricks have some potential, I think. Maybe not for us as adults, but more so for kids for sure. To pull them away from screens, still have some fun sounds and interactive play without having them have to have an iPhone anywhere near this Lego set. Lego has released a new helmet, not part of the helmet series for Star Wars or Marvel, but for Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings Sauron's helmet. It'll be released on March 1st. It's 538 pieces and cost $70. And it does come with Sauron the minifigure. Now, the Sauron minifigure that came with Baradur is, well, it's really highly priced over at Bricklink, but the price has been dropping because, well, now you can get it in a $70 set. Is it the exact same minifigure? No, but it's pretty close. I think that they've changed maybe a little bit of the printing, but not enough that like, I don't have Sauron figure from the Baradur set. But what I like about this is it's a branch into a new area, not just the Star Wars and Marvel and DC. This is in Lord of the Rings, and Sauron's helmet's very iconic. It's got the large spikes on either side, as well as the eye holes that are used with like a chrome or the flat silver pieces in a pretty steep slope into a point. And I mean, you see this in flashbacks and when Sauron was in power, and we'll probably see it in the Rings of Power show. Spoiler alert that he will be coming. And having this helmet, I think, adds to the potential for more things, and it's okay. I mean, I like it. They could. It's hard to do angles like this, especially in Lego, even though it's not rounded. But getting those sharp points with the minimal sizing and parts use that you can do, they did a very good job with this. Legoland does have its exclusive sets now and again. We've seen them do like the car races and train. And now that they're doing the Legoland Castle set 40952. And the castle itself is a two-part piece where it's got two main tower systems, and then there's a almost a little bridge, or I guess what would you call it? Like the thatched roof, but blue into another smaller tower. But it has a little roller coaster, a dragon roller coaster that runs through it. They're all based on rides. And I think that they continue to do this just to encapsulate, hey, you're at Legoland and there are rides here. So you should just enjoy going to the rides, and why not build the set of a ride that you just did? There was already a hands on video from Mini Superheroes today talking through the little set itself, how it has the overall functionality of opening up and you can see the train, and then there's the coaster, and then there's two minifigures to go with it. So if you are going to Legoland and want to get this exclusive set, that's where you're going to get it. And it's 613 pieces, so it still probably will be like 60-80 bucks. 2 times Insiders Points is back. It's starting this week all the way through February 2nd. That's a pretty small window, but it still gives you the chance to get the new gift with purchase, which is the Lion Dance for the Chinese New Year, and some sets that are coming out for February, so on February 1st. So you can get those for double Insiders Points and rack up those points towards something big like, I don't know, the like Titanic or the huge Death Star set. So it's an easy win for people that have had sets on standby, or you're already going to get something for February 1st. Lego is bringing back a small gift with purchase set, or it might be an insider's reward set. We're not entirely sure, but it's a vintage airplane. And it's kind of part of the old school airplane line that we had years and years ago for City. And this one is said to be labeled special edition, and it's 151 pieces. It's at 62966, excuse me, set 6629994. It's a small two-engine little jet aircraft, but it's got the old school windows. It doesn't really have a cone function to it, and the old school tail just leading off the back. Now, it calls back to the old sets from the 90s, and I don't know why it's a limited edition, special edition. It looks just normal. It's a callback to some old sets, but not an updated version of it. I don't know. It's more of a collector's thing, I think, for people that nostalgia of the airplane City line. But not sure when that'll come out. Probably next month for some type of gift with purchase. Lego has revealed 5 new Star Wars Smart Play sets. And as I said, that they've kept it with Star Wars, but now we have a total of 5 new ones to add to the bunch here. We've got Luke's Land Speeder. It's $40 to 215 pieces, releasing March 1st. And the land speeder itself is kind of janky. It has a very interesting, larger bulb shape to it. We do get a little fuel pump area. It looks like a Jawa is the one where you can fill it up, because If you put it close to the thing, it'll make sounds for it. And a gonk droid, and the gonk droid has a little QR code, or wow, I keep saying NFC tag on it. So who knows? And then of course, well, I don't know actually. Luke, I think, does do a play function. Yoda's Hut and Jedi Trainer. It's 440 pieces at $70. Comes with Yoda, Luke, R2D2, and it has this like Ferris wheel thing, so you can see like Yoda lifting up different things on this little contraption piece, and then it has his hut, which the hut's a little bit bigger in size for the inside there. I think that's just to add some more functionality to being able to play inside there. There's a little um, smart brick area to create a fire and some fruit to do that, and they've got two NFC tags, one for the levitating stuff and the fire, and then our three figures. Another one was an ATST Attack on Endor. It's for 347 pieces at $50 and comes with an Ewok, a ATST pilot, and a Stormtrooper speeder bike pilot. This isn't actually that bad. It looks decent for what it is. I'm not sure if the play functions on it. It looks like you're just going to make the shooting sound and when it moves around for the ATST. And then we have Mos Eisley Cantina at 666 pieces. Not a great number, Lego. At $80. And it comes with our two band guys, Grebo, a Stormtrooper, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is probably going to be the best one for the Smart Brick, playing the different sounds from, well, of course, the Cantina. You got to have the Cantina music there. And then the Millennium Falcon, it's 885 pieces. At $100, you get Luke, C3PO, Han Solo, and Chewbacca. And the play functionality of it, it looks like there's an interior that can be useful. You've got a lightsaber dual button. There's another one for the ramp going down, and then the shooting action to it, as well as the engine. So there's a lot of play functionality to this one. At $100, not terrible. The set itself isn't the worst out of all of them. So there's potential. That's all I'm saying. I'll probably get at least one of these to and test it out in the store because they come out in March. So look forward to seeing those and seeing what people think. There's a rumored new Lego Icons airplane set. Now they just did the Concorde. This one's going to be a Douglas DC-3. Now, if you don't know what that looks like, it's an old aircraft that has two main turboprop engines on the wing, and the wing is at the front of the plane with the landing gear, and there's a tiny little tail wheel. Now, I'm not sure exactly what coloring they'll do it because they used to, have them specifically to each airline, and primarily silver. So it'd be interesting they did silver. It's expected to be released April 1st with 1,903 pieces and a cost of $220. So it's a little bit of a markup there. So hopefully it's good and they have some good piece counts for it. Now, could there be other things we could see in airplanes coming out? Yeah, but this one is a good one, I think, to pick for the future, as it was one of the first real travel airline flights that you could do, transatlantic or things like that. Last week, we talked about Lego's new integration and collaboration with Crocs. Let me tell you, it's a totally stupid move. They're just doing any kind of collaboration, and Crocs are popular, but the shoes are stupid. Marketing, sure, this is probably great for them, but I'm not going to buy them. I know a lot of people aren't going to buy them. People might buy them just to collect, but that is pretty much it. So it's well, I was telling my wife that it's kind of Lego slutting themselves out to other companies to get these partnerships. It's just stupid. Anyways, they're supposed to come when you buy them with a Crocs poly bag in like a paper container. And there's, I guess, two coming. One is just a regular red Croc bag with a minifigure with Crocs, air quotes on that, because it's just a 1x2 plate with a 1x1 plate. Couldn't even have done something special for that. And then the other one is a green bag with Crocs that are red, black, pink, and white. So I guess the red Crocs are being sold right now, but with newer colors coming out, they'll just update them and get those specific ones. Very, very weird and very stupid. Might be coming out with another new theme. There's not really an understanding of what these sets are. There's not even like a code word that we've heard yet, but we have had some spotty reports of like costs of about $160 for set 72306, another one 72423 at 120. And as the mystery rumors like swirl around it, it's interesting to think, well, why do we think it's a new theme? Why doesn't it just be, I don't know, a continuation of a theme that we already know, just in branching areas such as they did for Stranger Things and random things like, like um, the Mario movie could be ties to all that. So, but we don't know yet. And it looks like the rumor is that we're going to see what they are probably in May, as the release time is June 1st for that. So, whatever you're thinking or guessing is as good as mine. Lego's done their around the world gifts with purchase before, so we've seen the nature ones and then houses, and now they're doing restaurants. So the restaurants of the world gifts with purchase. And this is kind of along the lines of what they did with their French cafe set, which I'm pretty sure bombed because no one really liked it. This one is a 269-piece set for a sushi restaurant or a little sushi bar. There's just two little stools that you sit on as sushi is being made, and then the sushi and a cherry blossom branch are as the top pieces, I guess, designed for them. And it's minifigure scale, which is different from the other world ones as they were micro scaled for them. I think this will go much better personally. I think that people will enjoy having these because they can add them to their cities and have some other creative creations to go along with them. Because this is, I mean, how many things are, I mean, we could probably see an Italian restaurant, a pretzel bar, or something crazy, fast food. Who knows? So we could definitely see some really fun creations for the next 4 of these, which is usually what they do, a series of 4. Ninjago is getting a new series of comics. This one is the Dark Island trilogy. As they continue to expand, this new 3-part series will release in 2026. No specific date yet. And there's going to be an event by Skybound, and followed by the continued release of this trilogy. And it come in 3 parts. It's one 224-page book launching on June 3rd, if you're interested in that. It'll have new cover art for this. And I wonder if this is where they'll go with the next TV series of it, because they continue to expand out the comics. So this is another issue that could be another adventure for the Ninjago team, and especially in their 15-year anniversary of having a Ninjago part of our Lego lives. Lego created the FIFA World Cup official trophy for an actual set 43020, and the media around it isn't just for people who are excited for the World Cup, but it's of course a bunch of the actual players that are interested in it. Roberto Carlos talked about it's a unique moment in the life of the player to be able to lift the trophy that is worth a lot of your career and wish the title for your country. And now you can do it in Lego. The young kid can build it on their own and hold it up as well. The set has a little minifigure inside it, also holding up a minifigure scale World Cup trophy for 2025. And it shows all of these very famous athletes coming in and giving the trophy a kiss, because that's what you do when you have the trophy. You give it a kiss, hold it up. We've got Roberto Carlos, Cafu, Idra Casillas, Sami Kohidra, and Marco Matrozzi. I definitely butchered all those names, so I apologize to everyone. But if they're your favorite player, you'll understand that I tried my best for this. And it's a good marketing campaign, and will be interesting to see what their integration is during the World Cup here in the United States, as they'll most likely have events at each of the games. There are 4 new Pokemon sets already rumored to come out. Now, we don't know exactly what they're going to be, but we have at least some price counts for it. One is 1,038 pieces at $130, not bad. 1,190 pieces for $100, not bad also. And then 2,339 pieces at $260. Now, do we know what those are going to be? As I said, no, but we can get some guesses on what they could be just based on the reflection of what we've seen so far. So there's the badges. There's probably a Pokeball or a Pokedex coming. There may be more, not just the base Pokemon that we know, but other ones, because this is just, they've come out with Series 1 and the continued evolution, because there's over 1,000 of them that they could do. Has a lot of potential, and hopefully they do these sets well. And I know that there will probably be some integration with the Smart Play bricks, and fingers crossed that they don't screw it up, because they've definitely touched some buttons on people for some of these. Like Pikachu could, there's just something wrong. There's the face. I think it's a little fat or something. But I think Eevee is pretty good, and I really like Charizard. But I don't like the paywall that I have to get the badges for. Anyways, I digress. If anyone has one and wants to sell it to me once I get it, more than welcome to, because I definitely will take you up on the offer. So I'm interested to see what they're going to do. And these are likely going to be released in the summer of this year. There's a Penguins in Love gift with purchase. It's Valentine's Day, which means it's time to get a fun little gift with purchase to build. And there's these two little penguins. They're sitting on the edge of a water, and the base is a shape of a heart. And then there's three little hearts kind of floating above, as one of the penguins has a fish in its mouth, likely to give to the male or female, because they actually are partners for life, no matter what. Sometimes the babies need a dad, and the other dad, or there's so many different things. Anyways, it is a fun little set. It's only 278 pieces, but you'll get it with a gift with purchase when you purchase things up through February 14th. So, yeah, fun little build. Well, it's time. February 1st, which means let's talk about the Lego sets you need to buy. From February 2nd to February 6th, you can get that Penguins in Love that we just talked about as a gift with purchase with some of these sets. First one is the Botanical, the Flower Wall at $90. It is a really beautiful flower arrangement with like the different colors of the pinks and creams, and even that like vibrant purplish color to it. Icons line, we've got the Golden Retriever at $140. The Golden Retriever's fine, I guess. I get what they were going for with like the it's not a very smooth build. It's supposed to be like a fluffy puppy. And then our last ones are Pokemon. We've got Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise, Eevee, and Pikachu and Pokeball. And those won't come out to the end of February, February 27th, surprisingly. It's usually like mid-month they want to do those big sets, but I think it's because, well, I guess it's not surprising. February 27th is International Pokemon Day. It's 30 years, so of course they have to come out on that time. So if you're really interested in getting them, good luck getting into a store. And anyone just doing Pokemon anything during that time, yeah, just good luck. Lego is going to help celebrate 100 years of Winnie the Pooh with two sets coming out on March 1st. Our first one is Winnie the Pooh himself, $150 at 1,399 pieces. And it comes with a buildable Winnie the Pooh bear, and he also has his little jar of honey. And it even has the fun little old school writing that's on the front, and two little honeybees. The honey actually opens up, and you can see inside Pooh's house, and it even has a little minifigure Eeyore and Winnie the Pooh to go with it. So, I mean, I know my mother-in-law would love this, so maybe we'll have to get this for her. Next one is Piglet's Birthday Fun. It's 544 pieces and a cost of $40. And it's a larger scale Piglet build with a birthday cake and, of course, a minifigure of Piglet. And the set itself does also open, and it has Piglet's little house, and even a little thing of honey, but the large scale Piglet is holding a balloon and a little flower to it. This set is definitely catered more towards a younger audience. The ears, I think, is really cool. They use the same ear or like leaf pieces, but they've changed it to pink to match what Eeyore's little ears. Very fun to celebrate such an iconic story and characters in Lego form in a tribute like this. Botanicals is also getting two more sets. First one is the Sunflower Bouquet. It's 686 pieces at $60 on March 1st. And my wife loves sunflowers, so I might just have to get these so that they don't, die. But she likes the live ones too. It has all of them blooming in different stages. I like the use of some of the smaller, I think they're almost knives, or tiny leaves or blades of grass that are folded up, as the sunflower hasn't bloomed just yet. And then, of course, baby's breath along with it on there. And our second one is the Magnolia branches. It's 435 pieces at $50. And this one has such a unique coloring to it because the leaves themselves, instead of just a solid color, it's two colored. So they've, or three colored actually. It's got a dark um, magenta, maroon going into a pink and then to a white. And this is the first time I think I've seen them do this in this piece to create some beautiful flower effects, which has such a potential for some other flowers to do that, with different chrysanthemums and tulips to have that kind of fading to it. And the branches are, whimsical. They're branch of sticks, but then they have the flowering pieces on them. One of my favorites in a long time. Lego has finally revealed a set that everyone's been wanting, and another one that we've seen about 18 times. The first one that everyone wants is the upscaled minifigure of a blue astronaut. This is part of their space line that they've done, and the upscale minifigures have been very popular. And they've added a blue minifigure scaled up, no visor or anything because it's the classic, but it has the logo on the front, and you can lift his helmet to put a droid in to be the controller of the minifigure, which I think is a little bit of a loss on our part because they could have done a new colored minifigure, space minifigure to put in there to be controller, but I digress. That's not my choice. And another one is the London bus. Oh, and by the way, that's $100 for that. It's 793 pieces. And then the next one is London bus at $20 for 245 pieces. And it's just a small creator build. Pretty much just any of the London buses in different sizes. This is kind of the, not the smallest, but a smaller size to it. There's a great video over on YouTube that I'm going to put in the description here talking about the evolution and the creation of the smart brick for smart play. How they integrated the standard play that we all have with Lego and doing technology instead of just having your phone have to scan it and create an augmented reality or whatever it could be. This is a really interesting story to talk about, well, the creation of it, the discussion on it, and how they expect it'll be received by people. And it's a very fun video, definitely a good insight look at how it was done over at the Lego group. So I'd highly recommend you go watch it. Lego's doing a make and take event at their stores on February 13th and 14th. You can go over and make a little heart with a couple plants. I think it's very much like a succulent plant um, uh, pot that has just the shape of a heart to it. And you get three little plants to go with it. Not a ton of pieces, but hey, it's a free Lego set. So go and build that for little Valentine's Day getaway, I would say. Just getting away to the Lego store where you'll spend more money. Lego Icons has revealed their latest larger scale F1 vehicle. This is the Ferrari F 2004 with Michael Schumacher. And it is, of course, in the same line as what we've seen before for the other ones that they've done with the Williams Racing FW14B with Nigel Mansell. And this one is going to cost $90. It's a $10 increase from the previous ones, which kind of sucks. So, of course, we're going to be a little frustrated at that. It is Michael Schumacher, who is one of another legendary F1 driver and the legendary car from Ferrari. I still want to get at least one of these because this is our third one, I think. And they've done well with the designs. It still, has some mistakes, especially like the tires. I don't know why they haven't fixed that yet because one of the two tires in the front are not as big as the two tires in the back. But I think they're just sticking with it because it's easier just to print the four of the same tires for it. But at $90, it's still a little steep instead of the $80 that we're used to for the previous two. But if you're a big fan of F1, this is probably one that you'll be purchasing. We've got fresh rumors for a new series, other than the one that we had rumored, because this one is Shrek. It looks like we're finally getting the Shrek sets. We had some Lego Ideas ones, but I don't think any of them were accepted. But I guess we might be getting some of those now, as we have a collectible minifigure series rumor that we're going to be getting all of the Shrek characters. All right, not all, but a lot of them. So we've got, of course, Shrek, Donkey, Fiona, um, uh, Lord Farquaad, Gingy and a couple others that I can't remember. Oh, like the Fairy Godmother and Prince Charming, all in the minifigure collector series, which is super cool. And then on top of that, we're gonna get a large build of Shrek and Donkey so creature character builds that you can do for that, looking to be $160. So that's and 1,400 pieces. So that's pretty big. The minifigure series doesn't look like it's coming out to September 1st, but there's going to be a June 1st for that buildable one, and maybe Shrek's Swamp House. It's not rumored yet, but there's also Shrek and Donkey as brickheads. That is a potential to come out, and that could be as early as June as well. I love a good brickheads, and Shrek is just a classic, definitely for us millennials that love Shrek, Donkey, and Fiona, and the bunch of the crew. Shrek 2 is probably one of the best sequels ever made. Just saying. Still need to watch 4 and 5. I don't think I've watched any of those yet. Or are they doing 5? See, this is the thing. There's so many you just can't catch up on. But I'm excited to see these in Lego form. There's already a look in the new Lego boxes for Pokemon, the Pokemon biggest box. A lot of the influencers have started to pull them out and talking about, like, oh, yeah, this is what we're going to be building. And they have 3 different boxes that all come with the square form of the Pokeball. So each image shows like the different features. So we've got water and air, or excuse me, fire and air, water, and then spiked and bubbling. I don't know which that one is, but that's part of the large boxes. They build the 3 characters themselves. Now, as we see more creatures and things, I really hope we get like Zapdos and Flareon as sets, because those are big winners for me. So this is just a look inside what you can expect for the end of February with all the different people building these, and probably even earlier as they lift the embargoes for the builds. Legos revealed another set for the FIFA World Championship. This is the football. It's a soccer ball in North American markets, but it's called a football. It's 1,498 pieces and $130 and available on March 1st. Now, it's a very interesting shape. They used discs and some filler sections to create the ball like form. It's not, perfect, but it is probably one of the most spherical Lego sets they've ever made. And what is, I think, a unique feature is it does hinge open at one section to have the stadium on the inside. So there's a soccer stadium with fireworks and a stand with the World Cup piece in the middle there for the trophy. And it would be really cool to see this adapted into, I don't know, the Death Star, and then having the whole inside as some scene from the Star Wars films. I would do it as the Millennium Falcon from the first Death Star, but maybe someone will do that. I probably will maybe do that if I just reverse engineer or just get the instructions for this once it comes out and then build the inside a little bit differently. Someone decided to build Lego as a Switch Pro controller that actually does work. They have it looks just like it's got the same form function where it's in the U shape. So you've got the handle sections, and it does have the X, Y, A, B buttons and the up, down, left, right arrows. And they've used programming for it to just actuate the same button functions and having it plugged in. They didn't do the Bluetooth version. They did a microcontroller and converting those inputs to the teeny tiny little switches using a USB HID device to connect it overall. And it even has the Joy Cons, which they've taken liberty of changing up just the top sections to be Lego pieces. It's fun to watch. They've done a video over on YouTube where they built this and showed them actually using it to play with. I'm not a Switch Pro controller person, but I understand people love this. I just play like Animal Crossing on my Switch, but this is really cool to have it integrated like this, like they did with the Game Boy, and having people mod it to actually play Game Boy games. Lego's going to be moving two of its iconic stores, the Lego Leeds and Sheffield stores in the UK. They're going to be moving to larger spaces to continue in the expansion, increasing from 389 square meters to 456 square meters in Leeds. So that means that they're going to expand pick-a-brick walls, more sets, all just more fun to continue building more and more Lego sets and building up your collection. Now, there might be some hints that Dreams, a series that has been relatively popular, might be sunsetting here soonish. There were supposed to be more new sets on shelves in the beginning of 2026, and we haven't really seen any big push for a lot of those. We have seen Ninjago push harder, and Ninjago and Dream sets are not the same, but similar style of storylines as they try to change your mentality of seeing things differently. We're going to get two sets that were supposed to release in 2025, but just didn't, they got pushed. Then we were getting more getting pushed down the line. And I feel like the push is just going to keep happening until they push into disappearing. Now, the Dreams sets did go off the TV show, which was semi successful as far as I'm aware. But honestly, I couldn't tell you, my niece and nephew, if they know what Dreams is. And I think that's the biggest problem. And unfortunately, with an original series, you think like, yes, Lego doing something original. It just didn't pay off again. This one was longer, I think, than the last one. Was it the video? But still, just uh, who knows? Maybe they'll have a resurgence. I guess we'll find out. Someone decided to build a Lego typewriter. Not the one that Lego's already come out with, but one that actually works. They constructed using the similar functions of typewriters to move mechanisms and levers to pop down specific letter tiles that, because Lego does the one by one tiles, and able to line them up and then click them onto a sheet. So you can literally type out a letter in Lego form on a Lego base plate. Such a unique idea and definitely complicated to get that kind of system running. And it's not, I mean, you can watch the video. I'll put it in the description. It's not easy. It goes through about a billion iterations to get this right. And it's not as compact as you'd want it to be, but it's still an impressive feat to have something done like this. So if you want to try your hand at making a more compact version or even just trying to do the same one, good luck. It definitely looks way too challenging to attempt for me. All right, everyone, that's it for this week's Lego breaking news. I appreciate you guys all sticking around and learning all about what's been happening this week. I know that was quite a lot of things to talk about. So make sure to subscribe so you can keep up to date on all the latest news, because I'll come out with it every week. But now we're going to move into our set reviews. Our first set is going to be the Milky Way Galaxy set 31212. This is part of the art series. It's an 18 plus set at 3,091 pieces and a cost of $200. And it is on back order for 60 days. People like this set a lot because at 247 reviews, it's 4.9 stars. That's an impressive number for a set like this because it's not anything crazy. It is a rectangular form with the Milky Way galaxy in some technicolored version, having this swirled aspect to it, because, well, our galaxy is moving and swirling. And then that's it. There's a little indicator of where we are located because we're on the way outside of one of the tails. Um, and there's a little indicator of where we are. We're not in the center, but we're closer to one of the tail sections of the galaxy. And it shows the blend of different levels of colors, where we've got the turquoises, the purples, the maroons, the violets, the whites, the orange, and it gets brighter and brighter as we go into the center with some golds and tans, and then in the center is white. And they've integrated different pieces, not just the flat one by ones and one by two tiles. They've used flowers and studs and spikes and all different really cool creation pieces to create some depth and really fun detailing to it. They even have a tiny little um, uh, they even have a little space telescope, the Gaia Space Telescope, which is mapped over a billion stars from 2013 to 2025, showcasing what we've seen in our galaxy. And it's so impressive to see such a fun build and really a deep into the space and science section of this. And at $200, that's a pretty good deal for the amount of pieces and the art style that you can get for this. Now onto our rubricable build. This is the Radiator Springs Racers Ride Vehicle by _TM31 __. It's a 243 piece set and build and instructions of $2. And it's a modification of the Lightning McQueen Speed Champion set. The difference is they added seats because this is from the Radiator Springs Racers ride in California Adventure. It's my wife's favorite ride. It's just a lot of fun going in a little car through Radiator Springs during sunset or at night. And this adds 6 seats to the middle section of it. So you'd think it'd just be an easy swap, but when you go over to their Instagram, it isn't. You have to disconnect and build a whole interior section because of inverted plates and things to get the right scaling and have minifigures in them. Now, I'm a little disappointed that it's not included with a display stand section, which I think that they should do. This one just has the car itself, but very well done. Iconic creation of the ride vehicle using a very iconic character. So if you're a big Disney fan and love this ride, this is a fun little build that you could do for yourself. All right, everyone, that's all I have. Thank you again for tuning in to this week's podcast, and I'll leave you, as I always do, get creative, get out there, and go build something.